Hello everyone, so today I will be setting up a VPN server on a Raspberry Pi 4 single board computer. However, you could also do this on a Raspberry Pi 3 single board computer as well. So the first thing you're going to need is a DDNS service. So for me, I use a free one called noip.com, but you could use other paid services like this. You have to make a username and a password, and you have to pay for the service, and it'll give you a DDNS service. So for me, I use this one right here. This is perfectly free to use. You just sign up here and create your username and password, and after you do that, you should get a dashboard like this. And I just created a host name here, and it's right here, ACE 1000KS net.1975. And I could create up to 3, and you could get a paid service, or you could use a free one like I'm doing right here. And the important thing here is since this is a dynamic WAN IP address, my IP address changes every once in a while. So I'm going to have to get something called a client update program. No, I don't want to do anything like that. So go here to dynamic client for Windows. Well, that's because I'm using a Windows operating system. Just go here and select a update client for the computer that you're using. If you're using a Apple Mac computer, then you would select Mac. If you're using Apple OS or iOS, if you're using Linux, you select Linux and download it. But I'm using a Windows-based computer here, so this is what I would select. If you're selecting Mac, just select Mac and just download. But for me, it's this one. So I'm going to save this. I'm going to install it into my computer, and go back here, and I'm going to write this down and enter it into my VPN, my Raspberry Pi VPN server. So I'm going to write that down, and that's it. And this is the IP address I'm using now, so that's what it is. So I'm going to log out here. And now I'm going to go to my Raspberry Pi, and I'm going to configure it. Back to my Raspberry Pi single board computer with my Raspbian operating system. So this operating system is just a very bare minimum GUI version of Raspbian. And if you don't know how to put an image of an operating system on a micro SD card, I do have a tutorial on that, and I'll leave that in a video description below. But the first thing you have to do is you need to start the terminal. So you could go here and click on it, and this will start the terminal, or you could press alternate control and T to start it. And you must type in this command right here. I'll leave it in the video description as well. And press enter to install it. I already installed it, but for this tutorial I'm going to show you how to do this. So let's pretend I'm just reinstalling. I'm installing everything from scratch. So this will take a little bit of time for it to install all the stuff. Okay. So it's just telling you that this program or application will turn your Raspberry Pi into a open VPN server. So enter. So it tells you right here, open the PiVPN as a server, so it needs a static IP address to function properly. So what happens with most internet service providers is that your IP address changes periodically. It could change in a matter of weeks. Sometimes it could change in a matter of months, or every month, or every few months, or whatever. So you want an IP address which is static. So that's why I set up that DNS server earlier. So just press enter here, and this is your IP address, your LAN IP address, your local area network IP address. You're gonna have to copy that. Just write that down somewhere because you're gonna use it later. Alright, so this is a user on my Raspberry Pi Raspbian operating system. So yes, enter. I'm gonna select Open VPN. I'm gonna press down and press space, enter. Go here. I'm gonna select UDP, enter. Yes, it's correct. So this is a DNS provider that you will be using. Just use Google. This is the simplest way you can do this. But if you want to be more fancy about it, you can select others. But I'm just gonna select Google here. No. So right here, press the down arrow key and space, select, and press enter. Because my IP address changes, so I'm not going to use that. So enter here and type in the host name. So for mine is this right here. So I'm going to press enter. I'm going to check if that's correct. And it's asking you if this public DNS name is correct, and I'm going to check it again. Okay. Just select yes for this, and you could select different levels of encryption on here. So 256 bit is the most, is just a very basic. 384 bit is more secure than 256 bit, but it will be a bit slower. 524 bit is more secure than 384 or 256 bit, but again it will be slower than either 384 bit or 256 bit. So I'm just going to select 256, what's recommended here. Okay, enter. So here it's asking you, since the server will have at least one port open to the internet, it is recommended that you enable unintended upgrades. This feature will check daily for security package updates only and apply them when necessary. It will not automatically reboot the server or so to fully apply some updates. You should periodically reboot. Okay. do you want to enable unintended upgrades of security patches to the server? So what this means is this program will automatically install security updates for this VPN server. And you want to do this because you don't want to go into the terminal every time and install updates manually, which is laborious. So yes, I want to do this. I want to do this automatically. Okay, now we're done, and now we're going to reboot the operating system so all the changes are made. Okay, now it's rebooted. So you want to start terminal again. You want to press Alt Control T, or you could just go here and start the terminal. And we want to type, you want to type in PiVPN. It's going to give you all these options. So we're going to select -A because I want to create a profile. So I'm going to type in PiVPN-A to create a username and a password. So enter a name for the client. Okay. How many days should the certificate last? 1080 days. You could select whatever you want, but I'll just select default. And enter your password. It's going to ask for this again, ask for the password again to verify that it's correct. And now it's created. So I'm going to exit this. So write down your username and password somewhere so you know what it is. You're going to have to use it later. So go to File Manager and go here, /open VPN S. Enter. This is where your file is at. I'm going to get my USB drive, and I'm going to put that file into my USB drive. My USB drive, and I get this, so I'm going to open it. Okay, that's what I get. Now I'm going to go back to that other folder that I opened up earlier. I'm going to put that file into my USB drive. Just drag and click, and that's it. And that's it. And so I have it on my USB stick. So that's all I need. So I'm going to eject that out, take it out. Go here and okay, that's ejected, and I'm gonna go back to my computer. So every router is a little bit different. For mine, port forwarding is just right there. Alright, going to have to type in the IP at the service port, which is this one, 1194, and the IP address, which is this. see who that is. It's just junk. Alright. And that was UDP. Okay, so the next thing you will need is you'll need to download some software from OpenVPN. So this is the website that you go to download the software. So I'm just going to select this one. I have a Windows based computer, so I'm going to select this one. Select that, and I'm going to run it. Okay, now it's installed on my computer. And you're not going to be able to just run it just like that. You're going to get an error message or something. So make sure. So what I did was I connected my USB drive to this computer with this file on it. So what I want to do is I want to go here, right click, import file settings, go to my USB drive, have that file in it, open it, and file has been successfully imported. So what I want to do here is go right click and connect. It's going to ask for the password, and that's the password that I created on my Raspberry Pi 4. Okay, now it's connected to ACE 1000KS net, so it's connected here. What I want to do is I want to disconnect my internet. Do it this way. So I'm connected to this. I'm going to disable that. I'll enable that. That's not it. Okay, this is the one I got to disable. Okay, now I don't have any internet. So I'm going to use my phone and I'm going to tether it to my phone. Okay, I'm going to use this internet. So now it's connected to my phone's internet. So I'm going to go here and I want to connect. Okay, it's connected. So let's see if this is connecting to my home IP address. What is my IP? It's a bit slow. So this is my home IP address. And now I'm going to try something else. Now I'm going to disconnect. So this is a bit slow. This is a bit slow, unfortunately. So I'm going to disconnect. Now it's going to go back to my Wi-Fi for my phone. So let me try this. What is my IP now? So as you can see, they're not the same IP address. This is the IP address for my phone, for my smartphone. That's it. It works, and you could do this on your smartphone as well, which I will show you. Okay, now I'm going to install OpenVPN on my Android phone. So you just go to the Google Play Store like that and type in OpenVPN client, and it's this one right here. And you just install it. And then just open it. That's it. Agree to all the terms and conditions. So now you have to import the file. So I'm going to do that. Okay, so to import the file to your smartphone, I just connected my smartphone via USB to this computer, and it's connected right here, and I'm going to go to download. This is where I'm going to put that file from my USB drive, which is right here, right there. And now I'm going to go back to my phone. I'm going to disconnect this from my computer. And I'm going to go back to my phone. Now I'm back to my phone. Now I'm going to go get the file. Just allow this. It's in my internal, it's my SD card. And I put it into downloads. No, I'm sorry. Go back here. Go back there. Screwed up. It's in my internal storage and downloads. Right there in download. And this is the file that I want to select. Import that. Profile successfully imported. Okay. It's asking for the password. I'm going to enter that in. Okay. It's connected, as you can see. Very slow, however. Okay, this is on my phone, and this is my home IP address, and right now it's not connected to my home Wi-Fi, and my that's my home WAN IP address, so it worked. Okay, thanks for watching. My Ace 1000KS 1975 signing out.